Hello, everyone, and welcome to Microbiology. This course is going to introduce you to some very interesting topics that I hope you all enjoy. It will come with a lot of effort on your part. This course is all online and is 4 credit hours, including the lab portion. So you will need to review your schedules and be sure that you can assign at least 4 hours on in-seat time or time where you are watching lectures or reading materials associated with the lab and lecture and 8 hours on homework per week. Now, my name is Wes Swenson, and I will be your instructor for this semester. My preferred method of contact will be through Canvas, although here's my email address just in case you're not able to reach out to me on Canvas. A little bit about myself. I do biofuels research at ASU, mostly working on my dissertation at this point. My research involves wee little bacteria that can photosynthesize and capture CO2. I work at engineering, specifically genetically or optimizing their growth conditions, so that we can direct their energy and CO2 into making products that are industrially relevant to humans. Here's an experiment of these wee little beasties being grown under LEDs with CO2 supplemented air being fed through tubes down into the liquid culture. These strains are exceptional at producing biofuels. Here's a similar strain being grown outdoors in a large batch culture. When most people think of microbiology, they think diseases, but microbes are involved in our lives from the intimate relationship forming our gut microbes to the production of food products like yogurt, breads, and alcoholic beverages, and into the world of industrial microbiology, where they act as mini factories for the production of medicines, fuels, and polymers used in material sciences. I've always been passionate about science education, cats, and now as a father. But I also have an assortment of other members in my family. So all students will be required to regularly check their Scottsdale email and Canvas for messages, for lab data, reminders, and tentative changes to assignments that may occur throughout the semester. For students new to SEC, you can check your email by going to www.scottsdalecc.edu/students and click on Students Email on the right hand side. The required materials will include free online textbook OpenStax Microbiology, Google Cloud products such as Google Docs, and Microsoft 365 products. Google Docs is freely available to those who have a Google account, and Microsoft 365 products are available to going to the website listed on the prior slide, looking under Technology and clicking on Free Microsoft Software. We will not be running on Apple-based software. So, for example, if you need to submit a image document, HEIC documents is not allowed. As an alternative, use the Microsoft 365 software or save as a GIF or a JPEG instead. In addition, you will need the software Zoom, Respondus, and Snapgene. Do not install Snapgene until directed to do so, because you will be using a temporary free trial, and we don't want it to expire before you actually have time to work on the assignment and complete it. Lastly, with an online class, you will need to have some hardware on your own. You will need a laptop or desktop. Tablets will not suffice, and a webcam for the exams, and that you have permission to download these apps too, so a work computer won't cut the mustard either. If you don't have a computer to do these, you will want to reach out to the SCC help desk to rent a computer before the first Friday of the course to rent one out, and be sure you have it handy when it's required throughout the semester. The first week, there will be a practice quiz for Respondus Monitor. The purpose is to ensure that everyone gets Respondus Monitor downloaded and can perform a correct environmental check. Without a perfect environmental check, it defeats the integrity of taking an exam at home. A failed environmental check will mean a failed exam. So take your time, don't be in a hurry, and go slow with the environmental check. I need to see your testing environment. Begin with showing your desk area. Make sure everything is put away for the exams. For example, no papers, no note paper, no cell phones. Next, show a 360-degree view of your environment. Be cognizant of what you are showing. A 360-degree view of your ceiling or just the floor does no good. I want to see what is behind your computer, on the walls, and to the left and right, and behind you. There should be no other electronics with screens on in your area, and no one you are talking to or listening to, just like any test you have taken before. There are no bathroom breaks or leaving the seat either, so be good and ready to begin the exam before opening it. If you do not want to use Respondus Monitor, we can accommodate you by taking the exam at SEC's testing center, but you will need to let me know 1 month in advance to get the exam prepared there. Exams will include everything from the corresponding unit, including the lecture and labs. The questions will come in a variety of formats. I expect complete sentences using correct grammar and spelling. The exams will be available for 3-day windows, but have set start and end dates. Makeups will require documented proof of a doctor's note, court summons, etc. Just not filling it like that day, or you were sick and you didn't let me know, or some other small reason that is not sufficient to cause someone to completely be unable to take a at-home exam just will not suffice. Otherwise, it is up to the student to be sure that they do not have any other scheduling conflicts. So, going out of town or out of state for the weekend is not my responsibility to make sure that it doesn't conflict with the exam. It will be the students. There will be 12 labs in the semester worth 20 points each, one library writing project worth 80 points each, and the 4 exams include the lab content, and they will be worth 100 points each, and are closed notes, so no outside sources are allowed for those. There are checkpoint questions associated with every lecture PowerPoint. The actual questions are going to be embedded in the PowerPoint. They won't be under the assignment when you go to open it on Canvas. So, what you're going to do is watch the lecture, and as the checkpoint questions come along, go ahead and write or type each question and your answer to submit it later. Find the corresponding checkpoint question assignment in Canvas under the current unit. And again, the questions won't be written there, but that's where you'll submit the answers in the order that they occur in the lecture. Additionally, we will have weekly assessments. Weekly assessments will be worth 5 points each. These assessments are going to be a lot deeper. They're going to assess your ability to understand the material and use your critical thinking skills. And these weekly assessments will also be found under their current unit. And I haven't said this already, but everything, including the lecture and lab, is just going to be under the same module found on Canvas. You don't have to worry about going back and forth to different courses. Everything's going to be in one spot there. The attendance policy. You are expected to stay current with weekly lecture and lab content and complete all assignments on time. I'm giving a 3-day window to complete the exams, so you're expected to take them within the given days that the exam is open. You can refer to the schedule for the allotted days for each exam. Now, for the labs are an essential component of science, and as such, you are required to do so many of the labs. If you miss 3 labs, excused or not, you will receive a failing grade for the course. And when I say complete the labs, I do not mean opening up the lab, just randomly answering the questions and submitting just so it counts as being completed. I mean actually going through the course material. If I can tell that you haven't put in any work at all in the lab material and you're just submitting it without doing the work, that's not going to count as a lab submission. Labs will be closed after the due date, and they will only be reopened with the instructor permission. So, again, make sure you have a good reason for not doing a lab. The labs open all week long. Okay, so you have that entire week to get it done. Labs can be submitted up to 1 week late after the due date, but they're going to receive a 10% deduction per day that they're late. So, for example, if you submitted it that full week late, a 20-point lab is only going to be worth 6 points, even if you got 100% on it. If you have any special circumstances, such as being a student athlete or have a registered accommodation, please alert me today. I need to know right away so we can make accommodations for you. And here are some tips to improve your learning. Okay. Students who are most successful tend to meet with me regularly on a semi regularly basis. When you're moving from one lecture to the next, I always recommend before you open up that next lecture, go ahead and review the last lecture's PowerPoint and notes before continuing, just so you can kind of refresh your memory of what you just learned. Next, become an active learner. So it's a little bit harder in this environment where we're not all in the same room together, but I want you to reach out and ask me questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question as long as you learn a lesson from it. And also answer questions. Go ahead and pause the lecture video. That's one of the beautiful things of taking a class where you have videos that you can watch on your own time. And try to answer questions given by me or create your own questions in order to test your knowledge in that area. And there is no failure in trying as long as you learn better in the end. Next, develop consistent daily studying habits. So, like I said, it's going to require a lot of hours in this class. Okay. And we don't want to have any of that building up. It's a lot easier to memorize material when you do it consistently than trying to cram it all in at once. So, I recommend doing this daily. When you do study, avoid eating, playing on social media, or streaming services while studying. Just focus strictly on the material for a little while so that you can better digest that information. You have access to these lectures anytime you want. So listen to the lectures and then go through the slides a couple of times here and take notes on whatever isn't sticking. So I recommend don't, if you feel like you're taking too many notes, you have to write down everything on that slide, everything I'm saying, then you're writing down too much information. Maybe you just try listening to the lecture the first time through. And then after you've listened to it and you can take a step back and see the whole picture, give it another go through. Maybe you can skip through some of the slides there. Maybe you see there's only a few points there that you really need to write down after going through it all and in order to help with memorization. That sort of information, those certain concepts that require memorizing or tedious details, I recommend putting them down on 3x5 note cards. Keep them on hand for memorization throughout the day or the week. So, if you're bored at times, and instead of getting on your phone and you should be studying, or if you're on the go, keep those note cards close by, and that way you can have them on in your back pocket there. You can pull them out and you can do a little bit of a review session. So this first week, there's going to be a lot to do. Uh, please do the introduction. There's going to be an introduction discussion. I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself, why you're taking the course, and so I can get a better feel for why you're here and what your objective and goals are. This assignment must be completed or else you're going to be dropped from the course, and it has to be completed by the 23rd. In addition, there will be that Respondus Monitor practice quiz. Take your time with the environmental check there again. And for the lecture material, there will be Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 lectures that you need to do in their corresponding checkpoints. Complete the weekly assessment. Normally, we would have a lab, but because we have a holiday, um, there's no lab this week, or else it would also be due on Monday with the rest of the assignments. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, special needs, whatever it might be, please be sure to just contact me through Canvas or you can request a Zoom session and we can meet during one of the available office hours listed in the syllabus. With the office hours, go ahead and just review the syllabus, look at a day and time that works for you, shoot me a message and say, I would like to meet at this time, instead of saying I would like to meet. We want to shorten up the number of messages there. Tell me the time you want to meet, and then I'll send back a Zoom request for that time. Or if someone's already been booked for that slot, I'll ask if you can meet, hey, a half hour later or a half hour sooner or something in order to get you in. Okay. And that wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about in this introduction welcome video. Uh, again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Good luck, everybody.